I still think this game has a lot of positives that put it above basically every other Sonic game. The non-casino levels, for instance, are some of the tightest level design of the entire series up to this point. There are points in Sonic Heroes that almost feel as well designed as something you'd see in a Mario game, and that's some of the highest praise I can give to a game that Sega has made. Pan Castle is what instantly comes to mind for me as I write that. It feels like there's just a genuine amount of love put into this level, whether that be the drawings on the wall that turn into real enemies or preview what's next, or the consistent gimmick of flipping upside down and grinding on the rooftops. This is just a level that I consistently smile at while playing, and you can tell the developers had a real blast with it. Or hell, the opening levels of Seaside Hill and Ocean Palace are so well crafted, and a perfect learning curve into what Sonic Heroes will look like as an adventure. Grand Metropolis is amazing too. I love this futuristic type of look, with the flying cars ripped right out of the Jetsons and the blue flowing pathways. Even a level that pisses me off like Rail Canyon looks so downright beautiful. And perhaps that's why I remain so positive about this product when it punches me down. It's hard to be mad at it when you're having a consistent flow of dopamine just playing the game. Am I comparing Sonic Heroes to drugs? Yes. The levels are, in general, the sort of motif that I loved and appreciated in the classic Sonic games. One that invokes a genuine sense of curiosity. Just where the hell does this even exist in the Sonic universe? Who lives here? How do they even go from one wacky, completely different environment to another? It's so stupid, and I goddamn love it. Sonic Heroes in general is a product that cares a lot about spectacle. It's not always good or even needed, but it sure does exist. In fact, sometimes it just feels like they got a little too carried away with it, more than actually thinking about the player experience. For example, one area of the game they really made an effort to flex on the player with is a section where you're running from a giant alligator in Lost Jungle, one of 2 running away scenes this game has. Sonic Adventure 2 is typing about plagiarism accusations. First of all, if you're on your flying team member while you enter, the game will basically tell you to go screw yourself. So this isn't like the Rails where you could have a reliable but stupid fallback. You have to time like 30 A presses in a row here, and this could have just been a me issue. I do admittedly have some sensory overload issues, but there is just way too much happening on screen visually for me to coherently do this. The best way I've found to do this is to just close your eyes and not pay attention to anything on the screen and just pay attention to the whoosh. I know I'm being a bit repetitive, but Sonic Heroes is ultimately an experience that can be best defined by its highs and lows. It summarizes this game so well, and it's ultimately the thesis of this as a video essay. In a sense, this type of experience can be pretty frustrating for your average player. It's kind of irritating going from a well-designed level to a level that feels like it was tested by someone who passed out drunk. And then when you really think about it, it might make sense why someone would prefer a game like Sonic Frontiers or Sonic Colors, because I would argue those are more of a consistent 6 or 7 out of 10 experience. And maybe it's just completely valid for fans to prefer a consistent, clean adventure rather than the roller coaster that Heroes and even the adventure games present to the player. And this is of course accompanied by this game's absolutely mind-blowing soundtrack. Sonic Heroes to this day has a few of my favorite video game songs of all time. You know what? Even if you hate this game, even if you think this game killed your second mother, just listen to the soundtrack. Go to YouTube, listen to the soundtrack, vibe, have a good time, you deserve it. And even some of the less consequential stuff like the voice cast is just on point. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but this is by far my favorite Sonic cast. Ryan Drummond is not only the best Sonic by a long shot, but also seemed to have really stepped into his role as the character by this game's release. So it's a great thing that he would have even more time to get better and better as... And the late Dean Bristow is absolutely my favorite Eggman. Shadow's voice is pristine. It just feels all so professional and coherent that compared to modern Sonic games, it's just kind of jarring. Knuckles has this really cool voice in this game. He sounds like an uncle who drinks beers at a Super Bowl party. I don't know how to describe it. He's got a real chill, laid-back personality, and also could get this video demonetized. Shit! This game and everything it encompasses, to me, is what Sonic will always be, and why I will always fight for this game over the Dark Era games, or games with more of a story, or the corporate games, even if I'm the only one fighting for it. Everything about Heroes, and yes, that includes the negatives, makes it a Sonic game to me. There's no weird one-off characters, no unneeded gimmicks, no horrendous writing, no off-tone, it just feels perfect. There's a remarkable vibe and energy I get from this game, and the experience it sets out for your player.